How's it going there, Pokemon fans? My name is Ovi, and as you know, Pokemon Sword and Shield was announced over, I think, 1 month ago, and we're all here impatiently waiting for a little bit of more news. Many of the Poketubers in the community have covered different topics regarding rumors, leaks, and possible things that they want in the upcoming games. And one thing that came up consistently was the idea that Kalos will be making a comeback in these games. So today I wanted to open up this discussion with you guys and tell you why I feel like this is not going to happen. So let's get to it. So before I let you guys know why I don't think Kalos is going to happen, I first want to share why many people are thinking that this is going to be the case. Starting off with the concept that many of the Pokemon games in the past have received like a third version, like Pokemon Platinum or Pokemon Emerald, and when it came to Pokemon X and Y, we were expecting to see Pokemon Z, but it never really happened. So with this in mind, many people feel like a sequel to X and Y is long overdue, and the fact that the new region, the Galar region, is based in an area in Europe, this could be the perfect, I guess, location to have a Kalos remake, or I guess an area that you can go and revisit Kalos, since they will be kind of close to each other. I can see and agree why somebody would make such a claim. After all, Kanto and Johto are next to each other. Now, another type of evidence that many of the fans are providing, it's basically trains. If you take a look at the Galar region, you can see that there are many train tracks scattered throughout the whole map. And if you take a look at Kalos, in particular if you look at Koroway Town, there is a train station that basically led nowhere. If you take a look at the town's description, it would say, a town connecting differences. Many fans believe that this is the connection that would take place between Galar and Kalos. So the last sort of evidence that I want to present to you is the fact that we have a Pokemon like Melmetal. I'm not really sure if it's considered a Gen 8 Pokemon yet, but what's particularly curious about this Pokemon is the fact that it references the Kalos War in one of its Pokedex entries. As you can see here, it is mentioning an event that took place over 3,000 years ago, and we all know that the Kalos War happened to take place around the same time. With all that in mind, it's easy to see why somebody would make such a claim that, you know, we're gonna get Kalos in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now I wanna move on to why I don't believe that's going to be the case. And we're gonna start off by covering the previous point. Yes, Melmetal does cover the Kalos War, an event that took place 3,000 years ago, but this is not the only Pokemon, or perhaps I should say item, that has done this. If you take a look at the relic items from Generation 5, you can also see that it references an event that took place 3,000 years ago. So does that mean that they're connected to Kalos? Yes, in some sense. Are we gonna get Gen 5 remakes? I guess eventually. But will they be connected to a Kalos region next to each other? Most likely not. Now I want to quickly cover another argument that some people might have, and that is the fact that Pokemon is moving into a console and it should be able to handle 2 regions no problem. To that I want to say that if they were able to do it on a Game Boy Color cartridge, they should be able to do it on a 3DS or Nintendo DS for that matter, and I don't see that a compelling reason to believe why we will have a Kalos region on the Nintendo Switch. And now we move on to the main reason why I think there will not be Kalos in Pokemon Sword and Shield. From my understanding, if we take a look at the history of Pokemon and why they decided to have both Kanto and Johto next to each other, it was because they believed this was going to be their final game. They were not going to go anywhere with Pokemon anymore. So what better way to wrap it up than you yourself being able to go back to the first region and fight the character that you had raised in the first game. That was an epic ending. So 8 generations later, I don't see Pokemon or Game Freak coming to a slowdown, and this is why I don't believe that they will make another game where they have 2 regions, you know, next to each other, or maybe even a game where they have many regions combined into one, unless of course they're trying to pay tribute to their very last and final game. Of course, those are just my thoughts, and like I said, this is a discussion, so I would love to hear what you guys think about this. Believe me when I say this, I hope I am wrong about this, because I would love to have another game like Pokemon Silver and Gold. They were one of my top favorites, just underneath Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which are actually kind of the same games, but you know, they're not really. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoy this kind of video, and I'm sorry I'm speaking kind of soft because it's kind of late at night, so I cannot make too much noise. But I hope you can hear me well and understand everything that I'm saying. And like I said, let me know in the comments below. Love to hear your opinion, and I'll be seeing you next time with more Pokemon videos. Peace.